G'day everybody, Ran here. New series, going into new year, new season, new things are happening. So, Thunder Down Under. Never really gelled with that name, didn't dig it. Wanted to do something like Road to the Mountain or something like that, because the original idea was that we're going to go to Bathurst and race the 180. And that all changed when I ended up with this, the Calibra. So this year, really my focus has been on the national sports sedans, doing their media, doing their social media, going to all the races and covering other people racing, which was super fun. And I loved it and it was awesome. But I didn't get to do much racing.
And we are continuing on our way. There is Greg Lynch. He's come from the rear of the field, made his way up into 9th position now. Rand McGlurkin just off the rear of him, so he's gone through on the demonic possession, number 54.
I raced at the start of the year in the 180 and did quite well. And then without going right into it, I ended up selling that car and buying the Calibra. And got to test that once, and got to race it once, but we only got one race and the gearbox was rooted, so that sort of ended all that. So going into the new year, I kind of want to make sure I start focusing on what I'm doing a bit more. Now, I may end up doing sports sedans coverage. I don't know if I am or what's going on with that. No one has told me, so that's up in the air. I've got the dates in my calendar, but whether I do media and coverage for national sports sedans remains to be seen. And if it does, that's cool. I'd really like to. It'd be super cool to do it. Obviously, I'm a little bit obsessed with sports sedans. Quite biased towards sports sedans. So the new name that I want to use comes from a cool story. So I was racing. I don't know, is it a cool story? Well, I suppose you'll find out whether you think it's a cool story. Maybe it's a tragic story. So I was racing the 180. I'd just done a lot of work on it. It was going quite well. I think I was in like 5th or 6th in the state round. I was chasing down the guy in front of me and had fuel all over me. So for a couple laps I tried to keep going, and it got so bad that I had to pull in. And as I pulled in and slowed down, I did it where I knew a fire marshals were. The car went up in flames. So that was not ideal. And anyway, the Blendline TV were covering it, and one of the commentators was Mr. Richard Schumack, Rich, who was then, I think, with Turbo Smart, now is with Haltech, and he made the comment as I was climbing out of the car that I am not a professional racetrack. And I don't know why, but that made me laugh, and I thought it was hilarious. It was a slip of the tongue. I think what he was referring to is that I'm just not a professional race driver, I'm just an amateur driver, an amateur team, and that it was going to be very difficult to rebuild a car after it had been damaged by fire. But it came out as, it came out as that he's not a professional racetrack. So I thought that was pretty funny.
Oh, that's so bad for Ran. He's one of those guys. He builds this car in his one car garage at home. He's not a professional racetrack.
I don't want to be too serious about this, but I want it to be fun, and I don't want to call it Evil AF. That's the name of what I call my race team, which is another story which we'll tell you about. So that's hence the name was born. And I sort of want to try and, like I said, cover what I'm doing, focus on my racing and everything like that, and try and get out on the track and have fun.